Everybody, Shawn DaGamer here, and today we're going to go over NXT TAKEOVER Chicago 2, happening tonight, June 16th, 2018. I know you've heard everybody else's thoughts and predictions. Mine aren't going to be that much different, but I still want to give my own personal thoughts of this 5-card main show. 7 matches in total, 2 on the pre-show that will be seen for its NXT TV on Wednesday. So let's quickly jump into this. A lot of these matches are kind of straightforward. This is the most this is a weirdly booked card just because of some of the people that are on it. It goes to show how many people that actually are TakeOver, aka pay-per-view level worthy in NXT when you start looking at some of these matches and who's on NXT and who's not on this card. So first things first, let's jump into the tag situation where we have the Undisputed Era defending their belts against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. When you look at the challengers in Lorcan and Burch, Oney has been in NXT forever. Great competitor, very hard hitting, very fun to watch. Danny Burch, I think he's also been in NXT for a while, just signed a new contract, and now they're trying to team him up. Both of them have a lot of momentum going for them just from fighting each other a few months ago, or however long it was ago, to them becoming a tag team, and both of their journeys individually. Danny Burch was in the UK Classic, the UK tournament, the first one. There's another one coming on Monday and Tuesday, I believe. So I gotta do some predictions and things for that as well. Probably do that tomorrow. But Oney Lorcan, like I said, he's been in NXT forever, has great battles with a lot of the guys that are on the main roster now, and some that are still down there. But both of these guys, 2 very hard hitter, pretty much British strong style. Even though I don't think Oney Lorcan is British, he's just with the group. But both of them represent what strong style is supposed to be, versus the technically sound team of, at least I want to call them that, of, I keep want to say Bobby Roode. It's not his damn name. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly of Undisputed Era. O'Reilly is just amazing. I've liked O'Reilly ever since his independent work days, like in Ring of Honor and all that good stuff. He's a good promo. His facials, the way he moves in the ring, his actions is really, really good. Same thing with Roderick Strong. Probably not on the promo side, but just his in-ring work is really good. And having Strong join the Undisputed Era, especially while Fish is out injured until like the rest of the year, I believe. This is a great way to keep all these guys relevant. Even Bobby Fish comes out every now and then. He's always in the little promos they cut backstage, or sometimes he'll come down the ringside in his cast and crutch in tow. I think it's his leg. Wasn't it his leg? Yeah, his leg. So when you look at the tag team division, other challengers that could have been on this card, you have the Street Profits, you have the Mighty, you have War Raiders, you have Heavy Machinery. I was gonna say the Ely Brothers, but one of them got released. And there's so many, like Sabatelli and Moss. There's a few others that are a little bit more established than Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, but I think this is matches that we could get to show the depth of the NXT roster and the Performance Center itself. If I had to pick a winner, I'm just going to go with the Undisputed Era to retain. That just seems like this is just a showcase. A lot of these matches are just showcases for a lot of people. So between Lorcan and Burch and the Undisputed Era, I picked the Undisputed Era to retain. Next up, let's go into Nikki Cross versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women title. Very simple story going into this. Shayna has been champion for a couple of months now, ever since she defeated Ember Moon. She's had a couple of different matches and title defenses, whether it's been house shows, the festivals they go to, or on NXT TV and all that good stuff. She's had a couple of. Recently, her main storyline was with this whole thing with Dakota Kai. Basically, Dakota Kai getting punked out every time Shayna Baszler is in her presence. Then, like maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, we saw Nikki Cross interject herself in there trying to motivate Dakota Kai to don't just fight through the fear. You never know what you get out of it. Yada yada yada. Basically trying to motivate her to say, conquer your fears. You never know what could happen. And we had a title match between Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler on TV maybe like a week or two ago. Of course, Shayna Baszler won that match, but it did show Dakota Kai did have what it takes to at least be in the ring with Baszler. All that settled. I believe Baszler went back on the attack after the match. Then Nikki Cross came out, attacked Baszler, started doing all this crazy stuff with the title, acting like basically she made Dakota the ref and acting like Shayna and herself were about to have a title match. She hit her with a DDT, I think it was a regular DDT, I don't think it was a draping DDT. She hit her with a DDT or a spinning neck break. I can't remember what it was. She hit her with a move, pinned her, 1, 2, 3, technically. Oh, not even technically, for play. But she's crazy, so in her head it was kind of real or whatever. So she thinks she's won the title, but of course she didn't. And now Baszler is set out to say, look, you're crazy, you don't belong in the ring with me, and I'm going to prove that tonight. So if I had to pick somebody to win, I've been wanting Nikki Cross to win that title forever, but I think she's so beyond the title now, she doesn't need it. This is just going to be a good match for Nikki Cross to test Baszler and see what she can do in the ring with somebody like the matches Nikki Cross had with Ember Moon, and especially that last woman standing match with Asuka. Nikki Cross can bring it, and we're going to see how well Shayna Baszler looks when she's up against somebody like Nikki Cross one-on-one with the title on the line. But all that's being said, I still believe Baszler is going to walk out champion. And a lot of people say Kairi Sane's up next. As much as I can see that, I want Bianca Belair to win that title sooner than later. As much as I love the character progression of Bianca Belair, and the more she gets to that before she gets the title, the better. I don't like. There's one time I wouldn't mind rushing somebody into the title. This would be it. It would be Baszler. I mean, not Baszler. It would be Bianca Belair. Speaking of Bianca, she is going to be one of those pre-show matches that will be taped for TV. It's going to be her versus Dakota Kai. And that all stemmed from, out of Bianca's storyline and the whole Dakota Kai Shayna Baszler thing. Kind of those two storylines merging together to make a new storyline going into the future. So, next up, we have The Dream versus Ricochet. This match is just here. This match is just here just to make the crowd go nuts. Will this open the show? Maybe. Yeah, this might be the opening match unless they're going to start with a tag team match. Oh, either the tag team match or this match is going to open the show. Either one of those I can be fine with. Ricochet tweaked this. He took a bad bump. Everybody thought he was going to be out for TakeOver. That is not the case. This match, I don't know how to describe how this match is going to be. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a very good best of the Super Juniors. I know Dream is not a best of the Super Juniors or a G1. This is going to be a really good mix between a G1 or como se dice, I just said it, best of the Super Juniors, or Battle of Los Angeles. One of those. It's going to be a great Indies tournament type match. You know what I'm saying? Not one of those matches where you're like, oh my god, that was the best match of the tournament, but it's going to be in the top 3 matches. I think this match has the potential to be the best match on this card just because of those things that I just mentioned. So, where if you would have had Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream in Battle of Los Angeles, this match would be one of the best matches of that tournament. But you'll still have a couple of better matches. But this match you take that match out of that tournament and put it on NXT, it's going to be one of the best matches of the year. You see what I'm saying? Because it's NXT and WWE, and they don't give us matches like that all the time. So, yeah. That being said, Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet. Both of these men are super freaky athletic. Both of these men are super freaky over. And I think Velveteen Dream needs to win. We don't want him to be another Tyler Breeze or somebody like that good undercard guy who can have a great match with anybody but doesn't get the spotlight he deserves. I think that's going to be the opposite with Velveteen Dream. I think he's going to get this win over Ricochet, especially after all of the stuff they've been talking. It's been like months, even before Ricochet was in the company, like when they knew he was coming in. Velveteen Dream was like, I don't want you guys, you indie flippy guys, in my business or in my company. I've been here since day one, all that good stuff, yada yada yada. And I feel like all that will be go to waste or be mute if he loses, even if it is a 4.5, 5-star match. I still think he needs to win, so I'm going with the Velveteen Dream to win. Let me get a sip of the Wawa real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, we talked about O'Reilly, we talked about the women's, and we just talked about Dream. So let's talk about Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan. This is another one of those matches where anybody else on the roster could have been in this match, but this is a test for Lars Sullivan. Did Lars Sullivan just really came out of nowhere with this one? I don't know how he became #1 contender. I don't know when this happened. I've been watching NXT religiously for like a year and a half, 2 years now. Ever since before Kevin Owens came in, like a couple of months before Kevin Owens came in, I was watching NXT, and I've been pretty sure about everything that's been going on in NXT since. But this one, did Lars like threaten Regal? Was there a match that I missed? I will, like, when I do my review later tonight, early in the morning, I'll let you guys know where this match came from. But at this point, it just seems like Lars Sullivan just came out of nowhere and said, "I was this match, whether you like it or not." And I think that's really what happened. Because over the past few weeks, Aleister Black has been trying to talk and defend himself, but Lars Sullivan has just been like, "No, I'm gonna give you those freak accidents, and I'm just gonna lay you out, and I'm gonna take your title and take over Chicago too." But I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said earlier, this is just a match to see how far Lars Sullivan has come. When you think about everybody else in NXT that could possibly deserve a world title shot, you have Adam Cole, even though he's the European, oh my god, there we go again, North American champion, Pete Dunne, Gargano or Ciampa, which we'll talk about next. There's just so many other people down there, even Cassius Ohno, EC3, well, not EC3, you see what I'm saying? There's other guys, when it comes to a takeover, if you want a 5-star wrestling match on this card for your main event, or, semi-main event, because I don't know which match is going to main event this card, you will want somebody like Cassius, or even Velveteen Dream. Who else is down there? There's a lot. There's so many people down there. It's hard to think of that pick top 5 people. But all those people down there, like I said, Adam Cole, like I said, Pete Dunne, all of those guys, Tyler Bate. If you just wanted to have a nice wrestling match with some physicality, you get one of those guys. Like I said, even if you wanted to put somebody in a world title match that could probably do more in the ring, who's still young, fresh, and doesn't deserve it, you could put EC3 in there. Like yeah, I've been on this little small undefeated streak. You know, I beat Cassius Ono, or they could have pushed up the Cassius Ono match from was it this week or last week and pushed it up a few weeks, and then just built it from there. Like, I done beat Ono, I done got victories over Fluke victory, just victories and stuff, racked up some wins. I deserve this shot. They could have done that from WrestleMania till now. Yeah, they definitely could have done EC3 versus Aleister Black and just have like, I'm so good, I'm so 1%, like I'm the 1% chance of getting my first title shot, you know, in my first singles match at TakeOver. You know what I'm saying? It could have been something like that. But we're getting Lars Sullivan. This is going to be a David versus Goliath match. Aleister Black is of course going to win, and then he's going to lose the title to Tommaso Ciampa, who's also going to beat Johnny Gargano, just to get that out the way, because the winner of Gargano Ciampa definitely has to be number one contender. Definitely has to be number one contender, right? It only makes sense. Both of these niggas done tried to kill each other. The last time one of these men were going to get a title shot, it was Gargano, and Ciampa stopped that from happening. So you have Ciampa in the street fight, which was supposed to be last man standing, but you know, AJ Styles and Nakamura put their crotch shot on that first. So this has to end with one of these two men getting a title shot. So it would only make more sense if Ciampa gets the shot and the belt, killing all of Gargano's dreams and hopes that he's been trying to do but couldn't do because of Tommaso Ciampa. Doesn't that make sense? That makes sense to me. So you have a weakened and injured Aleister Black, who barely escapes Lars Sullivan tonight, and then you have Ciampa, who's still going to be a little bit hurt and injured, but not as injured because he fought Gargano, who can, you know, whoop his ass, but he's not fighting a monster like Lars Sullivan, like Aleister Black is. So you can have, you know, for the next couple of weeks, you know, whenever you want to give. Oh, and I think Ciampa's getting this belt on TV. I think he's getting this belt in the next couple of sets of tapings for NXT. So, with Ciampa winning on TV, that sets up coming back and getting his match at Brooklyn 4. Is it 4? Yeah, Brooklyn 4 at this point. So you have Gargano and Ciampa for the NXT World Heavyweight title at Brooklyn. Where's Aleister Black? Aleister Black is now on the main roster. Aleister Black is now on SmackDown Live. I would say put him on 205 Live, but I don't want to do that to him. Even though 205 Live is great right now, I still wouldn't do that to him. I'll put him on SmackDown. And then you put him on SmackDown. And then you have Almas win the title win the United States title sometime in the near future. Maybe at Extreme Rules. And then at SummerSlam, you can have Vega and Almas come out and say, hey, we done did this, that, and the other since we've been here. We're the United States champion. We don't have an opponent. And then Aleister Black's music hits, and then you get Aleister Black versus Almas on the main roster for a title, and they can finally and then they can start a whole new like dynamic. I guess it's like wherever Andrade goes, Aleister Black follows and takes his titles. That'd be funny. I would love that. So I don't want to be here too long because all the windows are closed and the fans are off, so I can not have so much background noise and distractions going on. But to run down the card one more time, we have is Baszler. Baszler's going to win. The tag team titles, Lorcan and Birch versus O'Reilly and Strong. Undisputed Era is going to retain. Dream is going to beat Ricochet. Aleister Black is going to beat Sullivan. And Ciampa is going to beat Gargano. So, depending on where you're watching and or listening to this, use the description down below or wherever it is, wherever you're watching this, to follow the links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and all my other social media platforms and all that good stuff. Support however you can, depending on what you're looking to. Leave a like, subscribe, share, favorite, all that good stuff. Do what you need to do. If you want to follow me anywhere else easily, just at Shawn _DaGamer in your Google search bar. All my stuff should pop up first, I believe. I think I've finally taken over Shawn DaGamer's top spot on Google search, which is very, very helpful, because I know I've seen a lot of my videos, good or bad, published on certain websites for certain stuff. So whatever, cool, just search me. If you see me somewhere, give me a shout out, all that good stuff. With all that being said, I am out of here.